What is going on, everyone? Badger here, and I'm sorry. This has to be the episode where even the Gunn defenders, and I've seen some of them on the comments. I saw one person saying that like he's clearly stretched too thin because what an absolute nothing burger of a season. It directly leads into Superman Mana tomorrow. I don't know how, and neither will you, even after watching the entire season. Gary summing it up perfectly. Our expectations for you were low, but holy fuck. So you were greeted to an hour-long episode of Peacemaker, and it's an hour long because there's 4 different musical montages in it, all of them long, including almost the full version of the opening dance number, Hey Julian. So that's fun. And what has to be the highlight, the most Gunn of all Gunn things, there's a prolonged song montage to the song Quit Fucking My Heart in the Ass. I shit you not. And would you believe it that at the end of the day, Rick Flag Sr. is the villain? The entire point of this series has been to get the quantum room, to get access to the door tech. We've brought back Otis, black race swapped Otis from Superman to help along with his little cohorts there. And they have a way now to isolate doors. And at the end of the day, Too Long didn't read. They have a prison planet that he strands Peacemaker on there. So you just wanted to know what happens to Peacemaker. He's abandoned on the prison planet without any weapons or food or water or anything, as you hear monsters all around him. And so, yeah, there you go. That's the connection to Superman Man of Tomorrow, is that they have portals now. Argus does. Holy hell. So we open up with them exploring the portal tech room, Flurry and Harcourt, and they find one that has a bunch of imps that swarm them and eat one of them alive. There's one with zombies. Finally, they find what they think is a peaceful, stable, breathable air world. That's the one, of course, that's revealed that Rick Flag just wants it to. It's like the Phantom Zone, except he wants to put metahumans there and the government would control it because, that can't go wrong. Meanwhile, Adebayo convinces Adrian to use his drug money and all the money that he's been keeping from Bust to bail Chris out of jail. So they do that. And then most of the series of the show is spent with, we get a nice long 5-minute breakup session with the lesbianas and a lot of flashbacks showing Christopher and Amelia the first time they kiss and why they were distant. And of course, they end up together at the end, only for him to be black bagged and taken by Argus and then abandoned on the Salvation prison planet. All his friends give him like a pep talk talking about how much they love them. You get some of the worst acting I've ever seen with Adebayo here, and her crying and shit like that. And it ends kind of on a positive note of they all form Checkmate, which Checkmate was made by Waller in the comics, and it was nefarious. In this one, it's like the detective agency that Ads keeps talking about. So it ends on a hopeful note with Chris and Amelia together, and it looks like Economos. What's her name? Bordeaux, the little cyborg chick that joins him, and Flurry and Judo Master all join their Checkmate, only for Chris to be taken again. Rick Flag. Boy, during the montage of Quit Fucking My Heart in the Ass, such a good song, we see Rick Flag doing cocaine with Sidney Happerson. So he's a full heel turn. Actually have Gunn talking about, first and foremost, he says, well, there are 2 things that were always part of this season. So when we sat down, even before I sat down with the writer's room in DC, I had sort of mapped out what I thought the general story was, and 2 important aspects of that were Checkmate and especially Salvation. So really the only way you could say this connects to Superman is that the metahuman Salvation prison planet has to do with it, or the other doors in the QEC that we haven't gone through. Those were things that I had pitched to everybody before we ever came into DC. And then after we came into DC and we met with the writer's room and worked things out a little bit more, that was always pretty instrumental in the overall overarching story that I'm telling in the DCU, but also connected to it as well. When asked, when are we going to see Peacemaker again? Because it ends on a huge cliffhanger. He said, this is about the wider DCU and other stories in which this will play out right now. That doesn't mean that there won't be. I don't want to say never, never, but right now, no, this is about the future of the DCU. So we've got Christopher abandoned on the Salvation Prison planet after he got his happy ending, and Checkmate adds his private security company or whatever is formed. People pointing out that the Rick Flag Sr. is just the polar opposite, might have been voiced the same, but is not the same character from Creature Commandos. And Gunn said this to that. We saw a guy in Creature Commandos, which when you're first watching that season, he seems like he's the good guy, but he's absolutely not. He screws up everything again because he thinks he's smarter than Waller, which he isn't. And he falls for this woman and is kind of played by her from the beginning. The fun thing about Rick Flag is he's not totally imperfect. You'll definitely see Checkmate carrying through like they're a thing now. So I guess we'll see that in Superman. So they're a part of what's going to happen. And I think they're going to be really, really good at what they do. When we see them next, I think their circumstances will be a little bit different than the startup that they are now. So I guess we'll see them in Superman tomorrow. And no good cameos. Again, the only cameo was Otis coming in from the movie, and then whatever Hanso, whatever the hell the dude is that plays. I know that's not his name. Basically, they got the government counsel from Superman in the same room. That was the set that he talked about filming, where he is the guy that plays the Secretary of Defense, where he shows him his plans for the prison planet to throw all the metahumans there without due process. He says, we didn't visit Earth X in Peacemaker season 2 finale, and despite theories to the contrary, Captain Triumph didn't come seeking revenge. Gunn claims to have plans for the character, but admits that he hasn't figured out exactly how it's all going to work, so I have to make sure I can do it. Flying by the seat of his pants. Holy fuck, this has to be the one where people start saying that he is not the golden goose that he is made out to be. What a disappointing series. What an alienating series. If you were here for Chris Smith, the only good part about Peacemaker season 1, his redemption arc, him overcoming just being a hired gun and wanting to be an actual hero, to have this all set up and then have abandoned on the prison planet now, potentially never to hear from him again, certainly not anytime soon. What an exercise in frustration. If you didn't watch this, you saved a lot of time. So the too long didn't read. What was the entire point of Peacemaker season 2, and what is the connection to Superman? The portals to this now prison planet, and the fact that Checkmate has come into existence, even though Checkmate without Peacemaker is just Judo Master and Adrian. So make it make sense. Let me know what you think about all this. By all means, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.